Welcome to the Cultural Intelligence Podcast with Nichefire. I'm Khalil.
I'm Michael.
And we talk about cultural trends. Before we get started, I want to address the legs in the room. We have a painter. He's doing a beautiful mural in our office. So if you see some legs floating around in the back of the video somehow, some way, just know that it's not a person breaking in. It's someone actually painting a beautiful mural for us in our office. So we'll reveal it very soon. But wanted to kind of put that out there because we do have an extra person on the pod today.
What's up, Paris?
What's up? No, but cultural trends, right? We want to kind of showcase some cultural trends and some things that we find interesting. And today we wanted to focus on fashion. So without further ado, let Michael take over and kind of roll through some really high-level fashion trends that we were able to pull up.
Yeah. So before we get started on that, let's just do a quick recap of like the way we're doing this. So we built out this generative AI that goes out, finds trends, scours the world for top trends in whatever category you're interested in. So you can plug in a keyword, a prompt, and boom, you'll bring back relevant themes and topics and trends and stuff like that from that. And then that goes and triggers data collection, and we do forecasts on that. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that comes from that. And then today, like we were talking about, we're going to be talking about fashion. So there's actually quite a few ones that we picked up on. One of the things that Khalil, you had talked about earlier was this one around purple outfits.
Oh, that was crazy, right? I don't even want to understand, well, I do want to understand, but where that came from, because I noticed, I'm a low-key sneakerhead. I noticed a lot of purple drops. It was a lot of Jordans that dropped that were purple and stuff like that. So that was really interesting.
Mm-hmm. One of the big ones too I've been seeing a lot is festival fashion. Mm-hmm. That's been a big one. Then inclusive sizing has been pretty big too. Mm-hmm. And gender neutral.
I was about to say that gen neutral fashion was a big one because I know, was it Adidas or was it just Target? Someone released a gender neutral bathing suit.
That's Target.
Target, yeah. So I know that was trending a lot when that happened. And I think it's great. I think people kind of thinking outside the box and especially trying to figure out ways to make sure that they're more inclusive with their products. I think that's great for the world. It's not always great for certain groups, but I do think that that's great, and I'm glad to see that that's a trend that's picking up. So hopefully people can feel better about the clothes they wear or something like that. Mm-hmm. Streetwear was one of the ones that I was interested in. What were you saying?
I was going to say in terms of inclusive sizing. So I don't know if you can tell by this podcast, but we're pretty big dudes. I'm like 6'4", 6'5", 6'5", 6'6", and yeah. So big and tall is more or less the name of the game, right?
Exclusive sizing, right? Inclusive sizing. No, I think too. What I would be interested in and learning more about that inclusive sizing is where is that inclusive sizing going to be? Because if you go to Macy's or something like that, you quickly start to see as big dudes we're gonna compare if I can get my clothes from there, mm-hmm. or is it always Destination XL? Mm-hmm. Is it always this other place? So that'd be interesting to kind of dig into. Mm-hmm. But the streetwear one was really interesting. I really like some of these trends.
Yeah. Some of the ones that were kind of cool are so the sustainable streetwear I thought was interesting. So mm-hmm. It's utilizing recycled material and eco-friendly practices, to kind of introduce that into streetwear fashion. Mm-hmm. There's also the virtual sneakerheads aspect of this too, where it's the introduction of NFTs as part of the metaverse and being able to trade and collect sneakers. Mm-hmm. In the metaverse, which I thought was quite fascinating.
Recently, I just seen a thing, crazy stat about NFTs. It said 90% or 95% of NFTs are now worthless. So I kind of figured something like that was going to happen with them because they're new. Mm-hmm. But I don't believe in it. And this is why, right? We're gamers, right? You play Call of Duty and games like that before, or even Elder Scrolls. So you understand like how some of these games have skins and things like that you buy. Like I like 2K and Madden. Like you got to go in there and buy like all the clothes for the dude off of 2K. So I'm not really sure if that trend around NFTs specifically is going to hold, because I do believe that this virtual sneakerhead thing is going to like take off on one of these gaming platforms. Like if you could buy like the Kobe's for your basketball player and my player or something like that, like I know for a fact a couple million people will spend whatever VC on that specifically. So I think there's some interesting stuff around the virtual sneakerhead stuff, and a lot of opportunity around that as well down the road, especially with Web3 and all the metaverse stuff coming out. That's an interesting one right there.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I want to jump in here too, because there's joggers as formal wear, because we picked up, because there's like this athleisure for work, trend there, and this actually kind of falls along with that too. I'm one of those people that wears joggers as formal wear. I have like these khakis that are like jogger style. Yeah, I love them. They're super comfy and they just fit nicely, and I don't have to worry about buttoning and all this other stuff. But it's also become like this really versatile like article of clothing that I can wear now. It looks nice. It looks like you can go with like a business casual like outfit, but also too you can just kind of wear it comfortably.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I didn't know that those were joggers until you said something about it.
Yeah,
so
they're pretty subtle.
Yeah, no, they look great and they don't look over the top. You got to see too. They have this dry fit material suits now, where you can get a full suit made out of like Nike Tech material or something.
Nice.
That real breathable, light. I'm gonna give me a couple of those because you know how we be sweating, dude. I think that'll just be a good look for us. But that's super interesting. And what was some other outerwear trends? Vegan and co-friendly options. We know that's trending. But go back up. It's funny. So my kids have these skits that they do. They don't put them on the internet anywhere. But go back to the one with the goth. Alternative and goth fashion. So this subculture, this area is a really good place, I think, for consumers because it is a new thing. I growing up in the 90s, you had like shows like Daria and like stuff like where that subculture would kind of live and like kind of be on their own. But now it's like cool to be emo and goth. And my kids are like the emo crew. That's what they call themselves. But they like all just like put on their hats and like put their hair down their face. I'm like, oh yeah, like. But that trending in fashion is like, I think where they kind of picked up on that is like, hey, it's fun to be emo or something like that. I don't know. But I thought that was interesting as well. But again, literally, like just by typing in fashion into the platform, you're able to kind of get these high level, trends and, tell the system to go retrieve more information about these so you can understand the platform narratives and the sentiment and the verbatims behind these trends so that you can develop your strategies. So, but this is the Cultural Trends Podcast. If any of these trends we talked about today are interesting to you or you want to dive deeper into this type of stuff, reach out to us directly on LinkedIn. Or you can, sign up for a trial on our website. And that's it for today.
Thank you very much.
Peace.